Right, where are those dogs? Aha! I put them outside about an hour or two ago. They wanted to go out and I wanted to sleep. Normally Penn sorts the dogs out in the morning while I'm still asleep. But Penn's not here. She went to Samui last night. And then normally she takes them for a walk about 8 o'clock, which is now it's 8 o'clock. That's like when the people who do the work on the rubber trees, that's about the time they stop. So she waits until then before taking the dogs for a walk. Oh, go on then. Yeah, yesterday Penn and her sons and some of the lady boys went to Samui like for one night, and I didn't go because the dogs and whatever and the cat. You know, we could have all gone in the car. It's no problem. But you know, one night, like you drive there, you get to the hotel, have some dinner, fall asleep, wake up, breakfast, and it's time to check out. You know, there's no time to relax. It's just sort of tiring, isn't it? Where's my shoes? For any new viewers, I really hate getting up in the morning. It's like the worst thing in the world. One day it will all be over. Won't have to do it anymore. Right, come on, Bung Bung. Stop it. You? What, you want to go on the lead? Do you? Come on, get out, go. Goggy, come here right now. Bung Bung, out. Wait. So yeah, I dropped them off in Surat Thani town yesterday. That was like at 3 p.m. That was the last I saw them. They were supposed to be like on the boat at 5 o'clock. The boat was like 3 hours late. So by the time they got to the hotel and checked in, it was like 10:30. So it didn't. I'm not supposed to laugh. I keep it straight. It didn't look like they were having a very good time. No, I'll be serious. It didn't look like they were having a very good time. And to be honest, I wouldn't have either. If I'd have been on that boat and I'd got there at 10:30, 3 hours late, I'd have been the most pissed off of them all. So it's understandable. But as I'm saying, I reckon if you want to go away somewhere, like you need at least 2 nights. So then you got like a full day off. Otherwise, it's just travelling, isn't it? Maybe next time they'll listen to me. I'll just show you, still here in the morning, cutting the rubber trees. They have to get up like right in the middle of the night to do that. Look, I'll show you something else about rubber trees, which is, I don't know, sort of interesting. Bit nosy, bit rude, but I'll show you anyway since I'm here. See, he's got like a very thin tree there that he's got a bowl on it. I mean, he's cutting it already. That tree's only about like that big, and he's already trying to cut it for rubber. I shouldn't say because it's rude. Maybe I'll edit this out. But what that means is basically like he really needs money because it's not good for the tree to start cutting it whilst it's so thin. You want ideally for it to get like, you know, bigger first. So obviously the bigger it is, the more rubber's going to come out of it. And the sooner you cut it, you're hampering its growth. God, he's really mad for all these chickens, but you know, you're not having one. No, Goggy, that's naughty. Come on, stay away from it. What some people will do is they'll intentionally like not cut them for 10 years. You know, let them get bigger. And when they finally do start cutting them, they'll be getting more return. So when you see people cutting them when they're really thin like that, it sort of tells you like they really need the money kind of thing. Otherwise they would wait a lot longer. And it's not only the rubber trees that are like that, it's also like that with some of the fruit trees and even our durian trees. People say you can start getting a bit of fruit in year 4, year 5, but there's some people, you know, they've got a lot of money, they intentionally leave them longer, let them get bigger, let them get stronger, and then start trying to harvest, you know, maybe in year 6, 7, year 10, you know. So Penn and her son or sons are coming back later today, just that one night they went for. That one fateful night. I think they'll be back later today or tonight. So I've got to take care of the dogs all day. Yeah, I didn't have a good night's sleep again. I think I must wake up like Well, normally I drink water, like more than I should. So I have to get up like 3 times. And the cat is like right on the pillow now. And the cat wakes up at like 3 or 4 or 5, and Gorgie's bound to wake up once or twice. I swear I was probably up 7 times last night. You can hear them cows that woman's got over there now. So see that guy down there, he's got his 3-wheel motorbike and he's cut the grass, he's picking it all up. I think that grass is for those cows over there. I think that's what they're feeding them. We're walking down past another one of the canals they got around here. So that's one of the bridges. They just made it out of like telephone poles or electric poles. I trust that one, you know, because it's got the steel reinforcement, hasn't it? There's a few bridges along here, they look real dodgy. There's one I sort of banned Penn from going over, which she was going over every day, and it's all like really rusted underneath it. I know Penn's like from Thailand, but I reckon if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't last like 2 weeks over here, you know. Always doing something crazy. Oh, look, we've got a tree come down here. It's smashed all that roof on its way down. This is all like abandoned, so it's not smashed anyone's house up, but well, that's recent anyway. I always thought this one was pretty funny. This bench right here under all the coconut trees. Of all the places, like there's only 2 coconut trees around here. Every other tree is fine, but yeah, health and safety over here is a bit, I don't know, a bit weird. Hopefully you can see, this is the one of the bridges Penn was using with the dogs before. Look, it's got massive holes in it from all the rust underneath it. I think I was right to ban her from that one, wasn't I? She's probably not listening. Probably while I'm asleep in the morning, she's still skipping across it with the dogs. And the big orange cat was here last night. There wasn't any fighting, but there was like, it was at the kitchen window, like howling. That was like, I don't know, 1:30 in the morning. Get in there now. Go. Before we leave for the walk, I turn the water on so when we get back, it's full and cold. Yeah, look. Come in to like enjoy the rest of my iced coffee. The fans are off. We must have had a power cut. Poor Gorgie's sitting there with no fans. Well, lucky I was able to boil the kettle just before it happened. I always come out here to check the garage as well because it's on a different circuit. And if the garage is off as well, it is, you know, then it tells me it's not just something tripped inside the house. Everything is off, and it's like a proper power cut, and I've got to wait. So this is like a good argument for having solar panels, because like over in England, if there's a power cut, you still can use the water. Like water comes out of the tap still, but over here I've only got water so long as my pump works, and obviously that's electric. No fans, no water out of the taps, no shower, no toilet. So yeah, it's not up to me, I've got to wait. See, he doesn't understand that it's not my fault that the fan's not on. Like, he probably thinks like I'm not letting him have it because he's been naughty or something. That's the thing with dogs, is like you can't tell them stuff and explain it to them. As far as he knows, like me and Penn can turn the rain and the wind on and off. Good, Gorgie. Just got to wait. Be patient. Hopefully it'll come on soon. Well, I just come in here, I thought, I'll wash my hands, have some fruit. No, well, that's the water pressure gone, so I can't wash my hands. And then I looked out the window, you know what I saw? I saw that dog that I don't like, right? Well, I opened the window and I shouted at it, you know, "Oi, get out of here, what do you think you're doing?" And then it ignored me. It drank out of our own water bowl and then weed on my car tyre. Bung bung. Sat idly by, did nothing. I could have done with a bit of barking, you know. Weeing on us with our own water. There's something about that, I really don't like it. And I just thought I'd say, maybe Gorgie thinks I'm not happy with him and that's why the fan's not on. I don't punish the dogs by not giving them fans or stuff like that. I tell them off by, well, shouting at them, whacking them on the butt if they've been really bad, and, you know, sending them to bed, but I don't deny them things like aircon, fans, water or food, stuff like that, that would be no good. Right, so I don't really fancy it, but I have to get on with some DIY. The other day I've sort of prepared this room for painting. I've filled the gap around the door. It's quite large in some places, sort of almost 10 mil. But I'm having to go with like the wall putty stuff. It's failed a little bit in a few areas. There's a few little cracks in there. I've got to refill those. Just a few little bits to go over again. I've already watered it down a little bit. I did all this the other day, got ready for painting, and I found out the brushes I had were no good, so I had to stop. I hope these new ones work better. Right, so the cat's in here now. I've given it its food and water. I didn't quite get where I wanted to. I was hoping this would all be like a one-day job, but I just managed to do like the corners, and so I've like given all those 2 coats of paint. I just got to go back and like fill in all the big gaps. But anyway, I've got to go and pick up Penn now. She like phoned like they're on the ferry, and I said, oh, shall I come and pick you up? And they're all going to go to that like fish restaurant we've been to before called Lampu. I think it's Lampu 1 this time. They said to me like come up with the dogs, and so I've got the dogs in the car. Cat in here, and we're gonna go now. Well, here we are a couple of hours later. They just phoned me. They're literally like 2 minutes ahead of me up the road here, and they phoned me to say, no, we're not going to Lampu 1, now we're going to Lampu 3. I don't know, what is the difference? That's number 1 in there. Do you remember we did this exact same thing last? Do you remember last time, same thing, like we were going to Lampu 2 and we went to Lampu 2 and then we came back to Lampu 1, and now today the plan was Lampu 1, but now we're going to Lampu 3, which is just past Lampu 2. Right, there's Lampu 2. Yeah, these like fish restaurants, they're up sort of on the same side of town as like the ferry stuff. I don't know where I'm going. Look, there's a big, can I drive through that? That looks like a big flood, I don't know. Ah, I just see it there, look, silly me, there's a sign. Lampu 3, right. Yeah, these fish restaurants, they're up like near the ferry, you know, so that's one reason why I think we're coming here. But also I was going to say, they're sort of vegetarian, but they're always eating, like, that's like all they do. Like, they don't drink, you know, they just eat prawns. That's what they do, like, to socialise. Prawn restaurants, and there's an absolute moron. I'm going down this tiny little road, and this absolute clown is like trying to overtake me. He's flashing me. The driving here is like, it's just ridiculous. So this clown go past. Look, it's like a little dead end road. There's nowhere to go. That's literally the end of the road. Yeah, they look excited. Not too busy. Got the dogs under the table with us. Doggy, come over here, stop messing about. What is that, oysters?
Oyster, yeah. Can you try oyster first? Yeah.
You're supposed to like swallow it without chewing it or something. I don't think that's the proper technique. What's it like? I think I'm gonna say no. No, thank you. No, I'm good. Give it to Gorgie. No.
Not bad, not bad.
You good? Yeah, I don't know about that. So they got that horseshoe crab salad again. Have you had that before, Choi? What do you think?
Pretty good.
It's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
So if I put up a picture of the map as well, you can see that all this area is on like an estuary, and there's lots of different channels. And obviously around here there's lots of fishing and stuff. So all the fish in this restaurant is like really fresh. It's really quite nice. So Bung Bung really likes these things. They barbecue them, and they're like a pudding, and Bung Bung likes pudding, so we'll get him some pudding. Well, we're all back home now. We brought some of that like leftover fish from the restaurant. The cat's having a bit. The dogs are having a bit more. No, Bung Bung, no. Scorgy's bit. Leave that alone. Go and get another one over there. Go on. That meal was pretty good. The oyster, I mean, it didn't really taste of anything, but it had loads of Thai stuff on top, like chilies and whatever. So I think that's the first time I've had oysters. It was the texture, you know, it was a bit like, I don't know if I'd have it again. Well, they've had their fish, so now we're giving them a little bit of that barbecue thing we bought. Yeah, Bung Bung really likes these as well. So Penn's son's going to stay here tonight because we've got this sofa thing. It's like it folds down a little bit as well, so we've got plenty of room. And well, I'll let him deal with Bung Bung for a while. See, told you it bites. It bit me. Stop that biting. I'll chuck you outside with the orange cat.